WIKISPEED stand-up, Thursday, October 27th, 2011. This is Joe Justice. There's the Wiki wagon and the Wiki trailer. I took that in the last week to the dump, about 1,000 pounds of recycling, which was good. This yellow E-Z-GO scooter gets to be part of one of our electric drivetrain prototypes for a 5 mile per hour run. I cut apart the body that we used in the X Prize and recycled most of it, and then the front nose I kept for nostalgic purposes, and then the body panels are there. We might cut those into squares to give to micro investors. Our wood profiles, we need to put those in our sheet metal, in our sheet material organizational bin. Going inside the shop, the snack shelf is just about empty. We need more snacks. Safety gear is good. Beer is getting low. Could use more beer. Here's the first car we built. Its current state is essentially it doesn't have an interior. So we need to redo its interior. Our Michigan car has a aesthetic interior, pleather and carbon fiber, but this car doesn't. So we have a task to put an interior into this car. This car also currently has a wiring fault, so we need to simplify the wiring harness and then simultaneously probably replace the wiring harness. We have a backup and begin prototyping additional simplifications once we repair the first one. So we'll swap out the wiring harness for the car to be in good shape again and then iterate on the wiring harness. Here's the backlog of shop tasks. I just emailed a full backlog to the team mailing list, so everybody should have all the details. In the last few weeks we hung some of our shop assets back up from the previous shop. We're still moving into this shop. We need to set up recycling bins again. We had been using these recycled cat litter boxes and buckets, and those are fine, but I think we can get a better bin cheaply, or maybe even free off freecycle.com. Then we have a light that needs to be rehung in that corner of the shop against this wall, center in the frame right here. We need to put a hanging rack for our extruded aluminum so we can get some of this up and hanging and get this bench space back. We need to recalibrate our 3-gas analyzer for emissions, mount our sheet metal bending brake. Here, this bay 2 is for electronics work, so we need to, again, we're moving in, we need to restore these pieces of material, these jack stands, the air filtration and air conditioning system somewhere else, and then set up some cushy seats and maybe a space heater as it's getting cooler for electronics prototyping. Here's the electronics prototyping equipment on these two shelves, and we have our Cat 5e wire and and some other gauges of wire going through in our Arduino sets. Here's the CNC router. We need more people that know how to do CAD and CAM on it. Right now Rob Huggins is learning G-code straight up, and we are getting a license for him for CAM, computer-aided machining, to go from CAD to CAM and then machinable parts. Here's the CAD-CAM station computer. It's actually working just fine at the moment, but we need internet out here. We have a wireless repeater that we need to set up and test. Here's Bay 3, which is engineering. We have our welder, our Miller Trailblazer. I think we're going to sell this to raise some capital, probably put it on Craigslist or eBay. And we have 2 engines ready to go into engine modules. Their engine modules are sitting right here, those 2 squares. So we need to mount those up, which will be some cutting and welding and drilling, which happens here in Bay 4, which is aluminum machining work. We still have some wood here. We need to make a wood storage bin, probably outside with a little lid so they don't start to rot in the rain, something that keeps them dry. Here we have our car parts in Bay 4, all in transparent bins. Then here in Bay 4 we have our carts for different tasks, so we can do work a cart at a time. And our TIG welding station. Here's the sheet metal organizational rack that Rob Huggins put together, and they go from thick to thin. So from, in our case, 1/4 inch to 0.063. And this is almost all 6061 T6 aluminum. But then in the middle, we actually have some plywood racked, and then on the right we have polycarbonate racked. We need to make a tall, kind of like bucket to put long 2x4s, tubes, and pipes in, so they're standing up and out of the way. And then again, up here, we'll hang long extrusions like these, because we have some that are 20 and even a few that are 24 feet long that we should hang up there right over the machining bay where we can then work on them. So demo for this week is that we have a running CNC router, but we need more CAD-CAM skill to be working with it quickly. Here's enough composites to make 2 more cars, and we use those with molds taken off the CNC router. So we're okay on materials, but we need time spent on the router. Our TIG welding operations are going well, but we need more people that are confident in TIG. Also, we need to set up a test fixture to test for strength of TIG welds. Here we have some welds that look good, but I'd love a test fixture that gives us all the confidence we need, so that when we're pulling multiple G's in these chassis when they're attached, we have full confidence, and we know it's not the weld that might be a problem. Then we have the car. We have 1 car in the shop right now here in Seattle until those 2 cars behind me are complete. And it needs to have the wiring harness pulled, and it needs an interior. We also need to attach rear view mirrors and front turn signals to this one. We have the LED rears on and the LED license plate light good to go, but more to do. Also, we have some of its stereo components there, which will tie into the iPad. So once we put the iPad in the dashboard, we then need to add an amplifier and then install the 6x9 speaker and the 15-inch subwoofer. I'm sure I covered only 1/10 of the current state of demo, but I think that's it. So right now, even with the damaged wiring harness, the car starts, and it sounds nice and mean, and it shifts. But we need to replace the wiring harness if we're going to be taking it out on the road. So that's its state of demo. And that the shop is still a little cluttered, but we know the organizational structures we need to build, the mount, and then a kind of a barrel type structure for long stock that's short enough that we can just put right in. And then we need more CAD-CAM people, and also probably some more milling bits for the CNC router, and more TIG welder folk. And then we need internet out in the shop. And those, I think, are the immediate blocking issues for the Seattle shop, for October 27th, 2011. I'm looking forward to seeing videos from the other locations, particularly Germantown, Maryland, Hillsdale, Michigan. We have a gentleman who joined this week from France, some folks in the United Kingdom, some folks in Germany. I'm sure I'm skipping 3/4 of the team. Haven't heard from Chimezi in South Africa lately. I hope he gets to send a video update demo of what he's been working on lately as well. And then the other distributed Seattle shops, like the Everett shop. I'd like to see what's going on there. There's more of our epoxy for structural carbon fiber layup. Also, we need to get some heat in the shop. It's a 44-degree day, and it's not much warmer than that in here. So we've got a wood-burning stove that we could plumb back into the flue. That'd be a start. But maybe a more sustainable green solution, like solar water heating piped in here, might be a good start, and then some more insulation. Okay, I think that's stand up for now. Again, I'm sure I skipped a whole bunch of stuff and a whole bunch of people, but it gives us an overview, and we'll talk more in the team stand-up call that we'll have this Thursday in about 50 minutes, and then Friday the team stand-up Skype chat for folks where that time zone works better, particularly the folks in Europe. Thanks, everybody.